What's good, y'all? Welcome to Chat Closet. I'm your host, DDB, and I have with me Tasha, Brandy, and Allison. And today we just wanted to get together and just talk about a couple of topics that we have been chit-chatting about. So one of the topics that I want to talk about is parenting. Parenting and how it feels when you're dating and you want to introduce someone to your kids. Maybe a time that you did it and made a mistake and you realize, okay, I don't want to go that route now, I want to go this route. Or maybe it's been successful for you and something that you can give somebody else advice when it comes to dating and introducing your children to somebody that's not their parent. So Brandon, so tell me, I know that you have two sons, and so you're not with your son's father. So tell me your experience in dating and having children and introducing whoever you're dating to your kids. And
so when my kids were younger, dating was pretty much non-existent because I was single mom. So now that I'm dating at 44 with older children, I just, there's no time limit. Whenever you feel like, I feel like people put too many time limits on things like that. But whenever you feel the time is right, whenever the vibe is right, then you introduce your children. If you feel like that's your person, you introduce. If you feel like it ain't going nowhere, you just out here dating, then you don't introduce. It's no time limit.
So has there ever been a time where you felt like it was right, you introduced your kids to this person, and afterwards your kids was like, I don't like him?
Absolutely. My kids don't have to live my life I do. As long as the person is not mistreating my kids, they have to have a valid reason why they don't like me. You can't just say, I don't like him, then I'm going to stop dating him. Right. It has to be a valid reason. He did something to you, he did something to me, but just for you to say, I don't like him, this is my life. You can't dictate who I date because you don't like them.
Right. Have you ever felt like your kids were jealous? Like just somebody's taking my mom away?
Absolutely. Especially with my youngest one, because he's attached to me. Like, he's a mama's boy, so anybody that takes my attention away, dating, friends, whatever, he gets jealous.
Right, yeah. Okay, Tasha, so what about you? I know that you have a son. You've been in and out of dating, so tell us about what that experience has been like.
So, I don't have like a time limit, like 8 months or 6 months. But like right now, I've been seeing someone since
August 31st.
Okay, since Miss Brandy's birthday. And no, my son hasn't met him. My son doesn't even know his name. My parents haven't met him just because, like, I don't even know if I like him. Like, before I introduce him to like my favorite person, my son is my favorite person, I want to make sure that, like, I don't know, I don't want my son to be asking me, like, next month, where is this man at? And 2 months later, he asked about another man. And he was like, damn, mama, you out there in these streets, ain't you?
So, then
we got to have a real uncomfortable conversation.
So, you've been dating him since August 31st. It is now March. And so, has he met anybody that's close to you? Does he know, other than, I know he came out for your birthday, so I met him. But, like, has he met any of your other people that you
that share my blood?
No, just your,
my friends?
Friends and we call people family that aren't family, but they're like family.
Yeah, he's met, like, I love Beverly and all of them, so he's met Beverly and them. He's met you.
But you don't know if you like him yet?
Not enough to meet my blood.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I like him, but I don't know. I just and my son knows I'm like this, and now my son is like this too. My son will date someone, and he will let me know he has a friend. And he'll be like, but I'm not ready for you to meet her yet.
Right.
Because there's no need for me to meet everybody you talking to, son. I don't want to meet them.
Yeah.
If you're not going to be talking to this girl in 6 more months, look, because I'm going to mess their names up. Now you met with me.
Yeah.
No. I ain't got time for all that.
Yeah.
So now.
Okay, so something I think we can all relate to is dating someone else that has children. So, I know you don't have children, but have you ever dated someone else that has children?
I haven't.
I know you've been with your husband a long time, but it ain't been all your life. So, I think we all have dated someone that has children. And so, I'll start off, like, I've dated someone that has kids. And being younger, dating someone that has children, I feel like may be different than being older. I don't have the experience of being older, but I have the experience of being like 18, 19, 20, 21. You meet somebody, they have kids, and their kids come around, you try to be nice to the kids, but at that time, you got baby mama drama, and I remember this one dude, his baby took his pamper off and shit in the middle of my floor. I would never forget that. She just took a dump in the middle of my floor, and I was like 22 years old, and at 43, my thought would be like, oh my God, let me go clean this baby up. But at 22, it was like, your baby shit in my floor. Like, I just, you know, so like you deal with stuff differently.
Yeah.
And I never treated any of the kids bad, but I was never with anyone who let the kids spend the night or I had a major role in their life. But so have you dated anyone when they had kids?
They had kids, but it was like, they don't want, the baby mama didn't want the kids to be around at all.
Yeah.
Or if they find out that I'm around,
It was a problem. Yeah.
So it was just...
I remember this one girl used to be like, she'll call like 11:30 at night and be like, your baby want to talk to you. And the baby's like 1. Stuff like that. But it was young, so I'm hoping like that's that.
They still doing that. They still
but it
doing
was
it
stuff
at
like
40
that.
something.
Or like I remember one time the little girl came to spend the night and the mama sent snacks and stuff for the little girl, but then she also sent fish she had seasoned, chicken wings she had washed and seasoned, all this other stuff. And I was thinking to myself, like, you think you about to feed this blit in my house?
Hold on, wait a minute, never said about that.
Yes. Because you didn't send that for a 2-year-old.
Right.
If you sent washed and seasoned in Ziploc bags,
face.
all this stuff to my house. And then here come the dummy. Bang! Look what we got. We gonna eat good today. You eat that, you won't never eat in this house again in your life. Never. And his lip was pumped out all the way to the trash can outside to throw that in the trash. You would never feed him in the house. What about you, Miss Brandy?
I would never date anybody with kids ever again at this big age of 44.
No, never date anyone with kids.
They better be grown.
I'm about to ask you.
They better be
All
grown.
your kids ain't grown.
Brandy.
All your kids ain't grown.
My baby is 13.
That
He
ain't
can
grown.
feed himself, clothe himself.
So they gotta be your
Don't
child
bring
age
no
or older.
diaper bags. Don't bring no. I don't want no fresh ripe babies.
Hold on, wait.
I don't want none of that.
Grown is 18. So you won't date a man unless his kids is grown.
They gotta be grown. I'm not.
Or
listen.
your child.
No,
age
don't
or
put
older.
words in her mouth. She said no. It just don't make sense.
Because I'm not. I don't. It's a
How
lot.
she has to,
It's
who
a-
said that? But who said that?
Somebody in the audience. We have an audience.
Right, because that is
Y'all gonna be like,
that's like saying I'm not dating a man unless he's a millionaire when you're not a millionaire. You know what I'm saying?
Because I don't want to date men with kids. That's just my preference.
at a certain age.
At a certain age, my baby is 13.
Okay.
So let me. Under 13, no.
That's
if they
fair.
can't feed
That's
or
fair.
clothes, or they can't stay home by themselves when we get ready to go out on a date, and we don't have no babysitting problems, maybe.
That is fair.
Maybe.
No one under the
Because
age
you don't want to hear the
19.
excuses.
I don't want to hear none
No.
of it. I done been no.
That's fair. That's
Not
fair.
taking care of nobody
But
else's
to
kids.
say like,
See, when she was saying no kids, I was like, I don't think she means no kids.
Right.
Actually, I do, but no. I just don't. The older I get, the less patience I have for people and their drama and their mess. So if I don't have to deal with it, that's just fine.
But that also comes in evaluating the people that we're dealing with.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got you on that. What about you, Miss Tasha?
well, I ain't over Brandy yet.
Oh, no.
I don't know. I be feeling like, I'm gonna get to me, but I be feeling like we gonna close ourselves off. Like, what if there's a great man, right? I'm talking about he great and his kid is 11. So just because Jamba Juice man, and you know why I said that, and if you don't, figure the rest out. Just because Jamba Juice man kid is 11, we're not even gonna see. Like, but maybe Jamba Juice is okay.
But this is what I think.
We're
I
not even
think
gonna try to
Brandy
see.
is speaking from PTSD of bad past relationships.
I don't like when people do that.
I think in the instant, tell me if I'm wrong, because I could be wrong, because I'm not Miss Cleo. But I think in the instance, if you did meet a good guy, and he did already have his stuff together, and his baby mama then moved on and got her life, and they ain't them friends that we talk on the phone and tell secrets to each other, we best friends, no, y'all co-parents, and he's doing what he's supposed to do, and he doesn't use his child as an excuse to still interact with the mama, you can deal with it.
I could deal with
And
it.
leave the child at your house to ask you to babysit, help out, and all that other extra stuff.
I done that in worse circumstances, so of course. But I think I do have like PTSD of dating people with children.
Yeah.
I really do. Like, people think at 40 there's no baby mama drama, there's no. There is.
Yeah.
All ages. It never stops.
Yeah.
There's always baby mama drama, no matter how old you are. There's always going to be something with the kid. And I don't want to date a man that the kid is always the excuse. Like, I don't have a sitter, or like she said that every time it's time for us to go somewhere, she want to dump the kid on you. Like, I don't have time for that, because I can leave mine at home and go where I need to go.
Yeah, you got to bring the kid with you. Like,
yeah, I remember being younger and dudes be like, it's Christmas, so I gotta go spend the night over there so I can wake up with them in the morning.
yeah, okay.
But you know, like,
you spend a night eye.
right, exactly. So like, I can understand, like, I need you and your baby mama just to be respectful to each other and co-parent, and that's it. I ain't saying y'all can't be cool and speak to each other, but all that extra, we meet for coffee on Fridays and talk about the baby, no.
Because another thing I feel is if he's trying to keep you and the child's mother apart, or the child's mother is just always there, it's something going on. It's not just co-parenting.
Yeah.
You're still dealing with her. There's still feelings involved. If it's an issue with, I don't want her around my baby, why not? Y'all moved on. You over there in another relationship, he over here in another relationship.
Your words should be, do she love my baby? Does she care about my baby? Does she treat my baby well?
Yeah.
All right, Miss Tasha, come on, let us get it.
Well, I have never had any baby mama drama before with any guys that I've ever dated before. I just, unfortunately, I have been in a relationship with this one guy. I thought he was kind of great, you know. I just didn't like his kid, though. like, did not like his kid. For one, he was like, he was too nice. Okay, he had one child.
Oh, wow.
One child. But he had one kid. But his kid had two siblings.
Okay.
When he met her.
Right.
So now he got 3 kids.
Right.
But you don't. You got 1 kid.
But because you met her with 2, you feel obligated to still be
but
a
you got
father
1
to the other
kid.
kid.
You got 1 kid. You know what I'm saying? So now you're taking money that you could be spending elsewhere. Okay? And you're taking that money and spending it on your 3, but you really got 1 kid. Okay? And then, I'm so serious. And then he was a good dad, like, you know, picking them up and taking them to get their haircut and her hair done. You know what I'm saying? But he was also like too nice. Like, let me give them what they want and I'm not gonna discipline them. And so he was like that weekend type of dad, even though he saw them more than that. And so they would like jump on the couch, but we're at my house, and so they're jumping on my couch. And you know, I'm like, I'm not a strict parent, but like I talk to y'all the same way I talk to my son. I be like, do you have a problem? Like, I don't sugarcoat nothing with hardly nobody, right? And so I be wanting him to talk to his kid like that too. Like, sit down. Like, why are you doing this? Like, sit down. And he don't talk like that.
Yeah.
If my son not jumping on the couch, then your son is not either.
Especially in my house. Like, if you let that happen in your house, that's fine.
All 3 of your not 3 but 1 kids.
Yeah.
I don't know what I just said. 3 kids.
That's a lot.
But it's a lot.
Yeah.
And so stuff like that was irritating. And then my son looking at me like, well, my son was older.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was already trained up. My son at this time was like, 12, and his 1 kid was like 8.
Okay.
And so, but my son knew that's not what we're gonna do. My son looking at me like, well, I get in trouble when I do stuff like this.
And they jump up and down like they lost their mind.
Right. And then, yeah, so it just kept causing rifts. And then he'll be like, I feel like you don't like my kids. And I'm like, well, I don't, not personally like your, it's not that I don't like your kids. I don't like the stuff they do.
Yeah.
And
it
just causes a lot of
stuff they
tension.
do, or the fact that why you're not parenting. or if this is how you parent, you should respect the fact that I don't parent this way, and you should have your kids jumping on my couch.
Right, like, and then it was just irritating that, like, I felt like the baby mom was taking advantage of him.
Right.
Like, you're taking care of 3 kids.
Yeah.
You have 1. And then when tax time would come, you know what I'm saying, he didn't get he didn't claim the 1 that was his. She claiming all the 3, but 2 are. It was just.
Yeah.
And Josiah, I made that name up. Need a pair of shoes, but Josiah's not even his kid.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just funny.
And she won't go after Josiah and them daddy because he did it.
Right.
You know, it's crazy. I was watching.
I was maybe I was jealous because I didn't have that luxury to call anyone.
I got you.
To be like, hey,
you felt
son.
like I take care of my kids. And
yeah.
My man taking care of.
Yeah, I never had. I won't like. Hey, your son needs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I feel you on that. Yeah. I was about to say something.
I'm so sorry I cut you off.
Okay, so I wanted to touch on one last topic, and this one's gonna be out the blue, but trust me, it won't be nothing crazy. So while we're talking about, since we're on the subject of relationships and co-parenting and things like that, I wanted to talk about the person that you're dating's parents. And I don't mean somebody that you just dating and kicking it with and y'all hump a few times and you see his mama on the way out in the morning. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about somebody you're dating and y'all exclusive and then you're meeting family members and you may realize that you don't like his mama. Or you don't like his daddy. Or you don't like Auntie Ruby, who, you know, every time you walk past, burn you a little bit with her cigarette and act like she didn't do it.
I'm had to burn her back. I'm had to burn her back.
So, we'll start this way since we've been coming from this way. So, Tasha, you don't have to say any names, but have you ever been in a situation where you love someone, but you didn't love their family or in particular their mom?
No. Shout out to my ex, okay? I ain't gonna shout him out, but I'm gonna shout his family out. I love me some Beverly. And you know that's my girl.
Yeah.
And so it's so funny because when I be like, I'm going to my family house, it's never my family house. Never my family. It is always my ex's family.
And Beverly is his aunt.
And Beverly is his aunt.
So how you feel about his mama?
And shout out to Doris. Birthday coming up sometime soon, like maybe the 19th. I love Doris too. My mom's name is Doris. His mom's name is Doris. Both of their birthdays in March. I love me some Dorises,
right.
Okay? I don't think about I'm going to see my ex's family. I'm going to see my family.
Yeah.
Because the thing about family, and I know we always talking about like negative, but I don't have nothing negative, right?
Positive,
like when you meet your partner's family, the plan is for them to love you. And so just because y'all don't love each other no more, you can't just turn off like the love. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I love them. Shout out to them.
All right, Brandy. So you can go good or bad because I don't want to just talk about bad. So has there been a mother-in-law that you just, oh my God, I love her, forget her son, I'm going to always check on her? And has there been one that's been like, you know what, I can do without your mama?
No, because when I'm done with the family too.
But while you're in, but I'm talking about while you're in the relationship, not with his own.
I've never been like. Are you disgusted by mamas? I'm not disgusted by mamas, but like, I've never had a bad experience. I just, hey, how you doing? Keep it moving. We ain't never.
So it wasn't about mama that you was like, you know what, such mama, my girl. I really like her. And it wasn't about mama that you was like, oh, your mama stink. Okay. So you just
hey, how you doing? I'm neutral.
That's how she did me for 10 years. Hey, how you doing?
Dang.
I did not.
That's another episode.
I did not do
Hey, how you doing?
I believe you too. I heard she said, she was like, I just be neutral. Hey, I could take love and take a good
relationship.
We had a great relationship.
But
for 10 years, we just had.
So for 10 years, you was on ice, baby.
How you doing?
You was on ice for 10 years, but
I know she called me mean when I was pregnant. Lord.
I remember one time Brandon was praying, came to the house. I was like, you need help with anything? She just stomped towards the kitchen. I was like, maybe she ain't hear me. I'm just ain't gonna say nothing.
was it hot outside?
I don't know what it was.
She needs something cool to drink, baby. My girl hot, okay?
Now I'd be like, National Sister-in-Law Week.
I never never had like a bad relationship with my ex family. I got along with everybody. The only thing that had a problem is once I cut off, I'd be like, me and son don't deal with each other no more. So, I'm cutting off all ends. So it won't be like, hey, we thought about none of that. Change my number, change everything.
Just be done.
Be done.
God, y'all.
Because you don't want that link, hey girl, I saw you what happened up there, remember when y'all just I ain't got time.
But
I don't want to be reminiscing.
Or being invited while the new girlfriend sitting there, and then she wondered why you there. It's very few people in this world who don't like me, and usually if you don't like me, it's most likely your trouble.
Sure.
Yeah, because I'm very respectful, especially the parents, sisters, family, and I like being integrated in families. I come from a big country family, so I'm one of the people like, hey, how you doing? Can't wait to hug. But I have had 2 mothers of guys that I've dated. Well, one mother, she unfortunately was on crack. And so whenever she would come to family events, she would always put me to the side, ask me to borrow some money. And then the other guy, mama, she was just a scammer. She was just like, they both were scamming, into like scamming, doing payday loan stuff, and so I just went into that. And they were trying to get me to get them in my name and stuff like that. So that was the only relationships. Most mamas really do love me. Like your mama, it was no surprise. It was no surprise we were gonna be
My
like.
mama loved everybody.
We were gonna be how we are. She is. I remember she used to be like, if you and Steve break up, don't worry, cause we still friends. I said,
See,
right,
that's
a little.
That's how I be feeling. I be feeling like not for. I don't really mean this, but I be feel like if someone don't like me, like you must not even like Jesus, cause who don't like? I am the most like, even though somebody be saying I'm mean.
Jesus.
But if you don't like me, like, what is the problem? Cause
To
I
just
feel
flat out don't like
right,
me for
like,
no reason. Yeah, I'm
come
not
on there.
disrespectful.
Like,
I'm friendly. I'm gonna try to see what I can do.
I try to
help out.
lighten moods. I want us to laugh. Let's kiki about something.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
So, what advice would you give someone that is in a relationship with somebody and the mother-in-law is just like coming down on her? Always got something crazy to say to her when she see her. Never got anything really nice to say. But she's still in a relationship with this person. They might even got kids. They might.
I wouldn't focus in on it. Like, maybe that mom has some issues and that mom has some trauma. If you know you're not doing anything, or maybe that mom has an unhealthy relationship with her son. Maybe she's like, I don't want no one's good enough for my son.
Right.
No one, you know what I'm saying? That's real life shit.
Yeah.
Like stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
That's real. Like, life really be like, moms really be like that. I don't know if it's any advice, because I wouldn't just be like, keep trying. Like, no, don't let nobody disrespect you. Mm-hmm. Like, be authentic and be real with yourself. Like, be real. But
do you feel like it's up to him? Because you got some people like, that's just my mama. That's just how my mama is. Mm-hmm. So do you feel like it's up to that person, male or female, to go to the person and be like, look, Ma, you being disrespectful, you being rude, or do you think it's just something you let go over your head because it's the person's parent?
Oh no, if we're together, if we're even friends, if you can't, you better talk to your mama. you better talk to her, because you're not gonna want me to talk to her. And I just told y'all I was nice, and I am. Right. But I don't want to have to talk to your mama.
Yeah,
because I don't know what I'm gonna say.
I'm not keep on letting your mama think just because she your mama.
Right, and I'm not saying I want, because I definitely do not want you disrespecting your mom at all. Right. But there's a way to be like, Mom, I don't think you had to say that like that to her. You could have found a better way to say that, or Mom, that wasn't nice. Yeah. And you could be like, Mom, that wasn't nice, because my mom is very not nice. Yeah. And
I already know your mom.
Oh, trust me, she's very not nice. And if she was to ever be disrespectful to like my partner, I would be like, Mom, baby, you know that won't call for. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say, and she gonna know it bothered me. And she's not gonna say it anymore, or whatever. Yeah. But no, we definitely not gonna. You better not let nobody disrespect me. I'm your whole woman out here in these streets. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, I agree. All right, y'all. So we're gonna wrap things up. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you have any comments, drop them below, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks.